welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. I'm going to be teaching you how to create a super simple, super easy sky. This is the outcome that we got today. And again, I want to create this series in my channel where I'm kind of taking you back to basics and how to paint the simple things. So in this case, we're going to be starting out with a super easy sky. This piece is super simple, super easy, and is very suitable for all skill levels. It doesn't require a lot of fancy tools, a lot of paints, a lot of mixing, so it's definitely something that you'll be able to recreate at home. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if something wasn't very clear in the video, if you have any questions in the end, you can always leave those in the comment section below. If you like these kinds of videos, go ahead and let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel before you leave, and also make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you'll be in the know whenever a new video uploads. Thank you so much for being here. I will leave you to it, and I will hopefully see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Alright guys, so for this piece we're going to be working with a couple of materials. First of all, of course, we have our canvas, which is a 9x12. I wanted to keep this video very simple, so we're only going to be using 3 different paints, which is our white, our dark blue, and our light blue. So these are colors that come straight out of the bottles that you'll find at the craft store, and I just wanted a lighter blue, which is going to be different from the lighter blue that we're going to get when combining this blue and the white, if that makes sense. So these are the colors that we're going to focus on, and of course keeping everything very simple. And we're just going to use a flat square brush like this one. I really want to keep this video super simple, so in trying to do that, I was kind of wondering whether to use the brush in itself or if to also use a sponge. So I think the best way to do that is to just do both. I think that's going to give us the most variety of textures for our skies, and I think it's going to work the best. So we're going to go ahead and use both. So we're also going to be using an art sponge like this one right here, which is very porous, very soft. This is the package that it comes in, and I find these 3 for $1.99 at Michael's. So this is the one that we're going to be using right now. And of course, we're going to be using a dirty old rag just to clean up our brush between uses. Alright, so let's get started. So for that, we're going to take our sponge and go ahead and dab very generously into our white paint. And that's just going to be to go ahead and cover the entire canvas in white. And what that's going to do is just lay out a base where the rest of our colors are going to blend it on top of. And because we have already a layer of paint underneath, layering other colors on top, it's just going to make it super easy to blend and much faster. So we're going to do that. And again, we're going to do that across the entire canvas. Now, in our plate or our palette, we're going to go ahead and mix in together a little bit, just like a little dab of the dark blue color, and we're going to mix it in our plate with the white paint. If you need a little more, which I do, you can just go ahead and add a little bit more in there. And now what we're going to do is just basically place it on our canvas, and we want to do different patterns and just scatter that color blue all across our canvas while eliminating this the texture that the sponge is creating. So we want to blend that into our background so that it's not noticeable at all. And as you can see, without doing much effort, you can already tell that it's creating these very pretty shapes all across our canvas, and it's giving us that sky feel. One thing to remember when working with sponges is that once you have the color in there, like the dark blue, you see how it's in there, the more pressure that you put into it, the darker the color that's gonna come out. So if you see the more pressure that I put into there, the darker the color it's gonna be. And that's just because, of course, once we dab into the color will absorb, so it's now in the center. So if you press it super hard, it's gonna bring out a lot more pigment, and that's why it's darker. So we just want to go ahead and start blending everything into our background. Now for the next step, we're going to go back into our white and just go back into it and add a few areas of white, just because now, as you can see, it's turned out a little bit of too blue. So we're going to go back and add a little bit of white where we want like white spaces in our sky. And this is all just based out of eye. You just want to step back a little bit and eye it. And I mean, you don't need to do it super perfect because of course skies aren't perfect. So you're just gonna eye, just use your vision, use your artistic eye, and just see where you want those white spaces to be and what kind of pattern you want for your sky. So what I'm doing while I'm dabbing it, I'm just dabbing the white paint like so, and kind of like taking off the excess around it so you don't have as much white paint in the sponge. And just kind of creating those shapes for our clouds, because I do want this to be kind of a cloudy sky. And you can see already it's starting to take the shape of a sky, and we're not even what, like 3 minutes into the video, and it's already taking shape. So again, this is a super easy technique. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be a professional. You just have to be a little bit patient and take your time with it. And that's with all of painting. You really have to be very patient. Take your time. Paintings take time. They take layering, and they take a lot of vision. So that's what you want to do with every piece. As you can see, don't be afraid to also use your fingers. Whenever you're getting too much of this textured sponge look, don't be afraid to just go in and kind of blend in your paints with your fingers as well. I should do a painting challenge using only my fingers. That would be a lot of fun. I love working with my hands. Sometimes when tools just aren't working for me, I'll just dive in with my hands. They never fail. And what that color, as you can see, that was a different color, and that's the light blue that I have right over here. I just wanted to add a little bit of a different color in there. This color right here, it's the same color. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is how to make really pronounced clouds. So what we're going to do is now go into our brush. We're going to start using this one, and we're going to take that and dab it a little bit into our white paint, just a little bit, again dabbing into the paint and then rubbing a little bit off of the excess off on the side. And what we're going to do is just go in and just using the tip of the brush, we're going to go in and just push the paint around like so. So that it creates really pronounced clouds. So what this is going to do is it's basically just create the edges of the clouds for you. And if you want to grab a little bit more paint, what that's going to do is actually create a little bit of texture for you. So you can go ahead and do that. And leave the edges like that, which is going to give you that really pretty texture to your canvas too. I love that technique of just using a bunch of paint, just grabbing a lot of paint and just spreading it around so that it creates this texture on the canvas itself. Now, if the bottom edges aren't as blended as you can always go back into your sponge, grab a little tiny corner and just go in and blend it into the background, or again, use your hands. I'm gonna do the same thing just so that you can see. I'm gonna show you right here. Just grab a generous amount of paint like so, and then just drop it on the canvas and move it around into the shape of the cloud that you want. And blend out the bottom using your sponge or using your hands. I feel like it's looking a lot like the Simpsons clouds, you know, like the ones in the intro. Just now I saw it and it reminded me so much of that. And this is the final outcome, you guys. I think this is the perfect outcome that I was trying to get with this technique. Again, I was trying to find the easiest way for you guys to recreate clouds in case you're looking for something like this to do in one of your next projects. I really wanted to show you a super simple technique that took no time at all and that anyone can do. I try to use the least amount of materials, the least amount of tools, and the least amount of colors so that you didn't have to blend 40 different colors just to recreate a sky. It's something very quick and very suitable for anybody. Thank you so much for being here. If you do like this video, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm really trying to create more than one video a week for you guys. Thank you so much for staying here with me. Subscribe, share this video with any art lover out there. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.